Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. Finally, senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. And remember, no matter who you are valid. And also, if you are a bigot, that is a terrible character flaw. Hokey smokes, on top of everything else, I'm having a huge leaning off to the side issue. Hokey smokes. I tend to do that. And walking on sidewalks, I will end up hugging the right side of it and frequently walk off the edge. Yay. And, oh boy, I am gesturing more with this side, but that's not necessarily good. The nerve compression on my right is bad. The radial nerve on everybody, your radial nerve too, controls primarily these fingers. Also, these two, but these are mostly controlled by your ulnar nerve. These are controlled by your radial, and so a lot of it is with your radial split up a little bit with your ulnar nerve. But because my radial nerve is getting pinched, these fingers hurt all the time. And oh boy, this finger now, the slightest touch off to the side, it is like fire. I've had that happen with this finger, but 20 years ago, where it burned all the way up to my elbow if it got moved off to the side. Yeah, I've had nerve compression going on for a long time. But oh boy, so this is really painful, and that's my mouse finger. And this is really bad. I've had to not use this arm most of the time. Only this arm, while not as bad as this side, hurts more. So now I've had massive symptoms on my left side. Yay! Life is wonderful. And with all of the damage being done to the U.S. government right now, I don't even know if there's going to be any services to be able to, well, number one, help keep me alive. Because if Social Security and disability go away, oh boy, I don't know what I'm going to do then. Because I can barely function because of my nerve compression. I need surgery to get my nerves freed from the bone that's crushing them. And I don't know. Nice whistle there. That'll take me out of commission for I don't know how long. And I gotta hope that they're able to do it properly. And then I'm going to have, I'll have rehab afterward to get to using these things properly again with the healing from the surgery. So I'm not looking forward to it. But it's not something that needs to be done right now, but it's getting closer because I am using my arms way too much right now and it hurts. Thumbs up. Anyway, though, I'm going to talk about some other stuff like right here. I was kind of trimming my mustache and these longer hairs that go around here because I haven't done a full shave. I am Mr. Scruffy. And so I take these little scissors and I clip the things. Clip, 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 and then I'll clip along here. And last night I went clip, 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 and I clipped off some of the skin. A nice little incision. So there's a nice open spot that was bleeding there yesterday. This morning it's not bleeding often. It was this morning, lightly. But that's fun that I did that. I do not enjoy myself. Holy smokes. Hopefully I'll remember to edit that because I do not need YouTube's algorithms to demonetize me. I got demonetized. Well, I didn't get demonetized. I had my video taken down because I talked about my eating issues. and used the proper words for it, and was, using my normal way of speaking, and was told I was glorifying these issues and they're going to take my video down. And they did. So I got to remember to edit this at around 5 minutes in. Hokey smokes. Anyway, yeah, so I clipped myself there, and that's not fun. But let's see if there is anything else that I've got written down, because there is, because I have bad ADHD brain. I had therapy this morning, and so there's always stuff that gets dragged up, stuff talked about, stuff meant to be talked about but not. So have to write stuff down, and my brain is not going to work. Oh, here's one that's actually sort of weird. I've talked about how I keep getting all these splits, cuts, and rips on my fingers. These ones are like mostly healed up here, but I've gotten more of them over here, and the bottoms of my fingers here are just covered in calluses because they were all torn up. So I'm getting tore up less, but I'm covered in calluses more. But that's the thing. I'm having to clip with actual fingernail clippers the thick calluses that have grown in around where the splits were as they healed. Because all of a sudden, I'm getting massive amounts of calluses grown in around that, and that's adding all sorts of weird lack of sensation, because there's more callus, and that's just dead skin. And then there's projection where there wasn't before, so I'm scraping up against stuff more. Thumbs up? So yeah, and then that bright spot there is where I clip just a little bit too close. Not deep enough to bleed, but deep enough that the nerve endings are closer. And so that little tiny spot there is super sensitive without hurting. Thumbs up. Let's see if there's anything else on the list. Oh, I'm actually going to talk about this one because it's silly and non-consequential. I was just watching a video from a year and some ago. I am sorry that a lot of these channels aren't as active as they used to be. But there was a time when the Dagoth voice from the villain in Morrowind was being used along with the character model to do a whole bunch of Dagoth things. And there's this one person that does music using character lines from stuff taken out of the Morrowind game. Like there's one really cool thing called Dagoth Wave, where it is a really nice song, but it's all stuff taken that Dagoth talks and says in the game. And then this one was Dagoth perform, it live. And it was a whole bunch of the character models. The drummer was a Dagoth singer was Dagoth the guitar players were Dagoth And if you've ever seen the character with this big weird old mask, it's only fairly, like in the past couple days, fairly recently, that I've started wondering, in terms of the game and the story, what does his face look like? Because you never get to see his face. He's always behind this mask. And I never wondered about it until lately, where a lot of these things, you get to see his actual ears from the side. And so I've been going, gosh, that does remind me that there's an actual face of a character behind the mask. But then I also thought, what would his face even matter? He'll just be the face of a guy. Maybe he'll be a particularly good-looking guy. Maybe a particularly ugly guy. But just a guy, it won't mean a thing. You wouldn't be able to pick out the face in a crowd. Which reminded me of an old comic book story about Captain America. And it was from a time, the stories were of a time, when Captain America would talk to people and say, hey, can I come visit you? And then would show up and they'd have dinner. And he would just talk to them as a person. But when he got there, he'd just take off his mask. And they would be like, what are you doing? Aren't you worried that we know what you look like? And when he takes off his mask and he sits there, he's just a guy with blonde hair. And he says, no, without this mask on, without this uniform, I would be just a guy. You wouldn't be able to recognize me in a crowd tomorrow. It's not a problem. Let's have dinner and talk. And it's true. I mean, if you want to go deep onto the intrigue thing, of course, various things would matter. Showing up to do things like that, bad guys could come along and then kidnap those people and then interrogate them. So, I mean, there's all sorts of things and reasons why it would be a bad idea. But on a very idealistic front and in a very idealistic world, that's a very nice thing that would happen, and it's still true. Just a guy, just a face. What would it matter? Now, in a world of, facial recognition and always on surveillance, maybe that would make a difference, that you could track a face if you could draw it or whatever. But now, what else do I have over here? There is a Doom total conversion that I really want to do. I mean, there's one called Plastic Bullets that's kind of World War II-ish and is complete rewrite. Like the imps are now strong soldiers, her beating you with their big muscles and fists, and you're firing off against like other types of just World War types. And it's an interesting mod. I'd like to show that off just because I like to show off things that I think are entertaining. I saw a video for something called the Abyssal Warrior total conversion / mod. And when you drop it into GZ Doom, if you thought Project Brutality was bloody, oh my God. As the person who was doing the video to introduce it, because they do on a larger scale, because people actually watch their videos, the things that I like to do, which is show off what they like, and they were showing it off and talking about it, and it's as close as you can get to being an 8-foot tall space marine without being an actual space marine. You are legally distinct enough, but you have like a chain sword, and those weapons are frightening. If you're playing on the lower difficulty levels, you're just fighting against normal individuals. And you can have a crowd of imps and just 2 shots from the shotgun, and they're all dead. And not just dead, but torn apart in very graphic pieces. The weaponry is just, it's out of control. Absolutely amazing. When you go up in difficulty levels, you start getting the tough guys with armor themselves that can handle some punches. And then you keep going up in levels, you keep getting the tougher ones that are even stronger. So they're working processing it, but it's pretty fun, and I'd like to play that for the channel. I'm also going to be doing more Disco Elysium. I am just overdoing it with my arms right now because they don't hurt like they did yesterday yet. But even yesterday, they didn't hurt as much as they ended up hurting. So I need to be much more careful than I'm being. But I tend to push when I shouldn't. And there we go. One of the reasons I think that my finger also hurts as much as it does, because I've been stretching it out and doing things with it just because it hurts to make sure I'm using it. And I think that makes it worse. So goody on that. Is there anything else that I have on my list? I do want to thank Big Fart 275, Almighty Monkey Power, and go check out Almighty Monkey Power's channel. They do some pretty cool videos. Go check them out. That would be awesome. Definitely a thumbs up on that. Jesse Koskinen and L. Colby L. All of these people have in the past couple days played that silly little game I have in videos where I'll hold up an object and I'll say, hey, if you've watched this far into this video, if you could type suave into the comments to let both the YouTube algorithm and me know that people actually watch these videos, that would be very, very cool. Greatly appreciated. And thank you to each and every person who does play this game, like the aforementioned people that I just talked about. Over the past couple of days, they have been playing this game. It is a silly thing. It helps out the channel, but it also is just goofy because of the stupid words that I choose. And for everybody that does play, thumbs up and thank you. Greatly, greatly appreciated. I would talk about other things, but I am waving my arms around too much, and I still have to do things like edit, and I need to go to the community center. There's stuff I have to do, and I got to stop overusing my arms. They don't hurt like they did yesterday, but they hurt a lot more than they usually do, so I need to be much more careful than I am. So call to action, if you could like, comment, share, subscribe, that would be very cool. Greatly, greatly appreciated. Definitely a thumbs up. And if you are a patron, you are a beautiful and awesome person, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. If you've left me a comment in the past, well, whenever you happen to have left me a comment. Thumbs up and thank you so very much. It is greatly, greatly appreciated. I read every comment that YouTube shows me. I thumbs up or half heart every comment that YouTube allows, and I answer as many as this allows, which isn't as much as I would like, especially lately, though again I push myself more than I should, so I'm not saying I'm not an idiot. I am a human being. So thumbs up and thank you, each and every one of you. So hokey smokes, yes, I am just going to edit, render, upload, go to the community center, talk to them there. I have a med manager appointment tomorrow. Also, next week, I go in for the cardio stress test. So I'll be doing that. Joy, oh joy. That's when they said they'll be able to tell if I have like an actual blocked vessel, like that EKG or ultrasound or whatever it was they decided showed that I had a partially blocked vessel. So who knows what's going to happen, because I had some other people take a look at that and then come back and say, no, it's fine. When the first people that looked at it said, oh yeah, it's blocked. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an expert, and the experts aren't agreeing. So joy. Anyway, though, hopefully you can get done the things that you would like to get done. Because that would be a very good thing. My arms and my shoulders and my neck and the back, my back between my shoulder blades and my spine, both sides. The crosses we have to bear. Oh, life is life. So hopefully you're going to take care of yourself. And if you can't get done everything that you would like to get done, please do not beat yourself up. You deserve better. Trust me on that. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. There is other stuff that I got written down, but I am not doing well. So hopefully you do better. That would be cool. Oh, God. That was a developing dagger in my back. Yay. You take care. Have a very good day.